So, as Ben mentioned before, today we're going to be comparing different cultural perspectives towards death. So we have three important guests. We have Kian, Sohan, and Julianne, and they are representing the Chinese, Indian, and Filipino cultures. So, what is your culture's view on death? Is it a positive or negative one?
For the Filipino culture, we typically think of a funeral as a gathering where the entire family comes together and celebrates the departed as he or she enters a peaceful afterlife where they're able to watch over the rest of the family. So I think it's a very positive perspective, and we really view death as an important part of the Filipino culture.
In the Chinese culture, we tend to view death as more of a positive thing. If you've lived a long life and if you've been respected, it's viewed as an even better thing because you'll be moving on to a life where you can meet new people, have new friends. And so it's generally positive, and except for the cases where it's a tragic death, such as an accident, then it might be viewed a little bit more negatively. But overall, it's a positive thing of you moving on to a new life.
Okay, and does your culture perform any funeral customs or rituals that are not common in the American culture?
Typically for the Indian culture, just like the Filipino and the Chinese culture, they view death in a more positive way. And so, for example, at funerals, Indians will typically wear all white instead of all black. And a preference that they have when someone dies is that they prefer to cremate their loved ones immediately instead of waiting for other family members to arrive for the rituals.
Okay, and so you know how on the first day we talked a little bit about Dia de los Muertos and how that holiday is a celebration of remembrance for the Mexican culture. Do any of your cultures have any remembrance celebrations that are tied with death?
In the Chinese culture, we have a holiday called tomb sweeping. And the tomb sweeping day is one where the family goes to the graveyard and they clean the tombs, they put incense, food, and some paper money. And it's a way of saying that they respect their ancestors and that they wish that they can have a plentiful life. They can have a lot of food and a lot of money in their future life. And it's kind of a way to make sure that their ancestors rest happy.
Since most Filipinos are Catholics, we celebrate All Saints Days and All Souls Day, which is on November 1st and November 2nd. And on those days, people go to the cemetery to visit their loved ones and to pray, and sometimes they even have a picnic there.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all of your cultural perspectives. I really appreciate it. And I would also like to give a huge shout out to every single person that made this week of remembrance possible.